Hey, Chef Jesse here. How's everybody doing today on a Saturday? Wait, the camera's moving around. Okay, how's everybody doing today on a nice, wet, rainy Saturday? I hate it. I hate the rain. Anyway, folks, today, before I want to start, I want to wish all the mothers of the world a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Those who are fortunate, like myself, to have their mothers still around, cherish them because, time, they're not around forever. And for those who have lost their mothers, may they rest in peace, and they're still alive. They're living in your heart. So, keep your mother in your heart. There's only one. You only get one, and the love of a mother is enormous. Anyway, folks, with that said, I'm going to be cooking today. I'm wearing this apron because I'm cooking Italian tonight, right? Now, I'm going to make some lasagna. Now, there's a million ways to make lasagna, I'm pretty sure. And everybody's got their own recipe. Oh, my mother used to make it this way. My aunt made it this way. My grandmother made it this way. Traditional, and there's hundreds of ways to make a lasagna. I'm gonna make a simple lasagna today. Very simple. I keep things very simple. I have different recipes, and sometimes I make lasagna one way. I make it the other way. I put sausages. The last time I put sausage in there, but today I'm just gonna be using ground beef, and it's plain ground beef, and that's it. And I'm gonna make it Uncle Chef Jesse's way. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of ways to make lasagna, and you're probably saying that's not the way, but hey, it's good. I'm gonna make it, and if you want, this is an easy recipe, so you can learn if you don't know how to make lasagna. If not, hey, go wherever you go to eat it. Go to your aunt's house, your mother's house, your grandmother. I don't know, but today is lasagna, Chef Jesse's lasagna. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. So, folks, I'm browning my meat for the lasagna. Now, it's very important that you season the meat very good because that's what's going to give the lasagna the taste, right? Because that is the taste of the lasagna, the meat, okay? And so I'm browning my meat now. I just put in some Italian seasoning. I put some garlic. I put some salt, some pepper, some parsley. I didn't measure anything. I'm just doing this by eye, and I'm going to taste it to see if it tastes good. If it tastes good to me, then it tastes good for everybody. So I'm browning my meat now in the pan, and I'm going to show you how it looks in just a minute. So yeah, folks, let me show you. I'm in the kitchen cooking, listening to David Bowie. So let me just switch this over here. Okay, there goes my meat. Okay, so I'm browning my meat, and it's got a lot of, it's got some water in it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drain the water. You have to drain the water because if not, when you put the sauce in there, the oil and, the grease from the meat and the water is going to damage the sauce. It's going to make it too greasy. It's going to make it watery. So you don't want that. So you want to cook this thoroughly. Make sure that every single piece of this meat is browned. Stirring constantly because you don't want this to fry. You don't want the heat to fry the meat. You want it to cook the meat. And then after this is all browned, you're going to add the tomato sauce in there. And then you're going to start to do the rest of the stuff. And I'm going to show you how it's done. Like I said, this is an easy lasagna. Nothing fancy today. And all due respect to people who make, who have their grandmother's recipe, their mother's recipe, but this is a very simple lasagna. And like I said, a lot of people have different. Everybody I know has a different recipe, and everybody I know makes the best lasagna. And I don't make the best lasagna, but I make it tasty, and people like it. And that's what I'm doing today. Okay, so stay tuned. So, folks, I made my sauce. I made my homemade sauce using crushed tomatoes. I put it in the blender, chopped it up, and put some ingredients in: salt, pepper, garlic, and all that good stuff. And now I just threw it into my meat, and looks delicious and it tastes delicious. Let me show you how it's looking. So let me show you. Okay, so this is my meat that I'm gonna be using for the lasagna. Okay, and it's nice and chopped up. I'm mixing it up in there, make sure everything is in there. You see the crushed tomatoes in there. So I just saw them somewhere. Well, the tomatoes are in there, believe me. Anyway, I made the sauce myself. Let me taste this. Because it looks good. So this is the meat. Let's taste it. Delicioso. Perfect. So my meat is done. Now I'm going to start cooking my lasagna, the noodles. the pasta, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so folks, oops. So I got my meat ready. I'm gonna cook my noodles about 5 minutes. I want them al dente, 5 to 6 minutes the most. Because if you cook them, overcook them, they're gonna get soggy. And when you put the sauce on it, you know, the meat and everything, it's gonna get soggy. Believe me, it will. So you have to make it al dente, okay, al dente. So I'm gonna start boiling my pasta, and you're gonna see how I'm doing it. So folks, while my water's boiling for the lasagna, I'm using ronzoni today. I use ronzoni all the time. I like ronzoni. I don't like Barilla. Barilla, I have a personal issue with Barilla, which I won't get into right now. But I would not support Barilla for anything. And if you know what Barilla did a couple years ago to the gay community, you know, you'll understand my feelings against Barilla. And I don't care if I get sued by Barilla. I don't like Barilla. So, ronzoni it is. I grew up on ronzoni. My mother used to make spaghetti all the time. We're using ronzoni, macaronis, ronzoni. So, hey, it's ronzoni it is. So I'm boiling the water, and I put some salt. I put a lot of salt, you know, not a lot, but I put enough salt in there to get the noodles to, you know, like to taste like something. And I'm boiling the water. I'm going to be boiling about, let me see, I'm going to be boiling about 25 or so, you know, of the pasta. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm only going to use about 15. I guess I counted layers, but you always, one of them might break, or you might be an extra one. So always throw in a couple more the lasagna pasta in there, okay? So pasta is cheap. So if we throw away one or two, hey, what the hell? So I'm going to start mixing my ricotta cheese now, and you're going to see how that works. I hope you can see that. Okay, now I got some fresh parsley here that I grew this, and then I dried it out. This one's not too dry, but I do have here's some that I grinded up. So I'm gonna put this in here, in my ricotta. Okay, there you go. Don't worry about it. It's enough. Okay, there you go. That's just tastes so good. Okay. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put some garlic. I'm gonna put some garlic powder. I like garlic. You know, I'm gonna put a teaspoon or so of garlic, and I'll put some crushed. I'll crush some pepper in there. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna be laying on top of the lasagna. Okay, so. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Good looking good. Okay, folks. So my water's boiling. I'm gonna drop my lasagna in there, and I'm gonna set this lasagna for about 5 to 6 minutes. I want this al dente. I don't want it too soggy, because and then it's gonna become soggy. You're gonna have a lot soggy lasagna. So I'm putting all this whole box and a half of ronzoni lasagna into the pan carefully. Okay, and then I'm gonna drain it. It's very important that you drain your lasagna. If you take your lasagna and you take it right out of the pan when it's wet and you start to set it up, the water in it, the moisture is going to make it a soggy. It's going to make your lasagna soggy. So make sure that you really drain it well, and then set it to the side. If you're worried about it sticking, I would put a little bit of olive oil, little bit, just so it won't stick together. So that's a little secret, okay? But remember, please make sure that you drain it out fully drained, okay? What's this? A piece of lasagna here? Let's put this in here. Okay. So, I'm going to boil this lasagna. I'm going to set my timer to about 5 minutes. And my kitchen timer. And I should be right back when the lasagna is done. Stay tuned. Okay, folks. So, we've come to the moment where I'm going to start laying my lasagna. First of all, I got a pan here. I forgot what size it is. It's supposed to be 9 by 12. I guess it's 9 by 12. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to start laying my lasagna, and then let me show you how it's done. Okay, first of all, I spray some spray in there, and I'm going to lay down a little bit of meat in the bottom. And the reason for this is when it goes into the oven, I don't want this to burn. I don't want, you know, the heat to burn. So I'm going to put some meat in there with some, you know, this is going to help it prevent it from sticking, okay? No big deal, just a little bit spread out like so. Okay, this guy So is famous. Like so does. Okay? That's what I'm gonna do. Just that in the bottom. People are probably saying, well, what the hell is he doing? That's the way I'm doing it. Now I'm gonna start laying the noodles. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Okay, folks. So I got my lasagna, my noodles already, and I'm going to start laying them down, like so. Okay. This guy So is famous. So be careful because you have to handle these things. They get hot. They are hot. Oh, make sure that they're dry. They're not. You know, they're not. The hell. These things are hot. I'm telling you, they're hot. Hot. Okay. So I'm gonna do like this, and I'm gonna layer one I'm gonna layer one at the end here, and I'm gonna use a knife because I like a little bit of perfection. So I'm gonna use a little knife. Be careful you don't cut. Let me cut this down here. There you go. This doesn't cut too good, does it? Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna put this at the end here. I'm gonna put that at the end. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to take another one. I'm going to put another one and I'm going to put it laid there to close that off, okay? So, now, I'm going to start putting my ricotta. Okay, I'm going to put a spoon there full, like that. I'm going to spread it out. You know, it's kind of messy, but I'm going to spread it out like this. Okay? Now, this is, I usually, this is the first time making lasagna like this. I have a different recipe that I use. But I found this recipe. I like to try new recipes until I hit the right one. So this recipe I got is not necessarily my recipe, but hey, it looks good. Okay. Okay. So there you go. Now, I don't know if it. You know, it looks good. It looks good. What do you want to do? It looks good. Okay. Now I'm gonna put my meat in there. Okay. I'm gonna spread my meat out nice and evenly. I'm going to put some cheese in there too. Just a little layer of cheese. This is fresh mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella. And I'm going to put my meat in there. I like a lot of, I want this to be tasty. To taste like meat, not, So I'm going to spread my meat out like that. Okay. There you go. That meat looks so good. Okay. And I'm going to make this about 3 layers, which is about the average lasagna. You can make it more layers. I mean, you can make it to the 10th floor. I don't care. That's you. Okay, so I just want to cover this evenly with all the meat. Okay. And there you go. There you go. Look at that. Okay, so there you go. Put some more cheese on it, because this is a cheesy lasagna. There you go. I'm listening to David Bowie, Under Pressure. There you go. Okay. And then I'm going to start doing my other noodles. I'm going to put my other noodles down, same thing. And then I'm going to lay it up, and lay it up. And you're going to see how it looks. So folks, my lasagna has been put together. Let me show you how it looks. This is the top of it, okay? So I made 3 layers. I think it's 3 layers. Yeah, I lost track. I think 3 layers. Anyway. So I'm going to bake it in for 45 minutes to an hour at 350. I'm going to put this aluminum foil over it. And I'm going to spray it with cooking spray so that the cheese and the sauce don't get stuck to the top, hopefully. Okay. And then I'm going to put it in the oven. And then let's see, we're going to put this in the oven. Let's wrap this up. So folks, I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for 45 minutes or so. And then I'm going to take the aluminum foil off and let it bake in a little bit more to get that crusty top. And you're going to see how it looks. So be back with me. Give me 45 minutes to an hour and I'll be right back. So folks, it's been 45 minutes. Actually, it's been 40 minutes. And the lasagna looks good. It looks good. It just looks good. So I'm going to show you how it looks. So folks, you want to see my lasagna? You want to see? You really want to see it? Okay. So there it goes. I'm going to let it cool down a bit. There's some of the sides are crunchy in there. I don't know if you like crunchiness. Let me taste this. Okay. So I'm gonna let this cool down because it tastes better when it cools down. I'm gonna let this cool down for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna cut it up and we're gonna have it for dinner. I got some tomatoes. I chopped up some tomatoes. I put olive oil in them. I put some cilantro, some sea salt, and some garlic powder. And it looks and it tastes delicious. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that tomato salad, We're gonna have some lasagna, and we're gonna have some nice toasty bread that I made, that I'm gonna make, and I'll see you in a bit. So, folks, my lasagna is done. Everything else is done. I got some nice toasty bread to go with it, and I have a tomato salad that I make with olive oil and cilantro and sea salt and garlic. I'm gonna take it to the table because, like I always say, everything looks good at the table. So yeah, so let me switch this around and I can show you what's on the table. Okay, so this is my lasagna. It's 3 layers. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, 3 layers. This is a very simple lasagna, nothing fancy, nothing, very simple. I got some nice toasty bread. This bread is toasty. This is nice. I'm telling you, it is nice. And there goes the lasagna again. Okay. And this is my tomato salad. I make this. This is my recipe. I make this. I chop up tomatoes. I put olive oil in there. I put some cilantro and some garlic powder and some sea salt, and it really looks great. Look at that. Let me take a picture of that, and let me take a picture of my salad there, and the bread, and then we're gonna take a picture of the whole table. Look how it looks. So, folks, there you got it. My Uncle Jesse's or Chef Jesse's lasagna. Easy lasagna. I told you, I took you through the whole steps of doing it. Anyway, folks, I got to get out of here because the lasagna's going to get cold and I'm running out of time on my camera. So, folks, I just want to wish all the mothers of the world a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. If you have your mother, be grateful that she's still around. If she's not around anymore, she still lives in your heart. Believe me, she does. And say a prayer for her. But myself, I'm fortunate to have my mother around, and so is Gilbert. So we're lucky that way. But I feel for people who don't have their mothers around. The love of a mother it's just immense. So anyway, folks, with that said, again, have a great weekend. Mother's Day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow when we have tomorrow's dinner, which is going to be some burgers. We're going to have some sliders and some fries, and I'm going to show you how they're done. The nice little sliders that I'm going to make, and we have the nice bread to roll with it. I know all that good stuff. Anyway, tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you guys. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Really do, really feel the love. Thank you for your comments. Give me a thumbs up. Join my page, join my my YouTube channel. And again, all the mothers of the world, happy Mother's Day. Thank you. God bless you guys.